Happy Monday, everybody. This is Jill Smith. It's a new week, new goals. Y'all, we got to accomplish some goals this week. I don't care how small your goal is. Make sure you write your goal down and we need to accomplish it by Friday. All right. If this is your first time on our channel, I am Jill Smith. I am one part of the Smith Serve. We're a nonprofit consulting company. We specialize in helping newer nonprofit founders, those who have nonprofits 5 years or less, and even those who are thinking about starting their nonprofits. Why? Because it's you all who need the help. You need to start a nonprofit. Unlike any other type of business, a nonprofit, you need to get it right from the beginning. So the way you build it is very strategic if you want to sustain, get the visibility you need to get the funds that you want so that you can impact the communities you're called to serve. All right, so that's who we are. Please bear with my voice. My husband said I'm like 98% back with my voice. It could have been back even, sooner, but I love ice cold water with ice, a lot of ice water. And so that is preventing my voice from coming back. So please bear with my voice because I got a lot to say today and I'm gonna get it out because y'all need help. Y'all need help with visibility. All right, before I get into the topic of getting more visibility, a couple of things I need to say. If this is your first time on our channel, please make sure that you like and subscribe and share our videos with the people in your circle. All right, particularly those who are trying to build nonprofits or thinking about building nonprofits. We're here to serve all of you, and it's enough for all of us. So make sure you share. Just a little bit about us. I'm a nonprofit expert. My husband is a servant leader, like all up and down. He's a veteran. He served in the Marine Corps for many, many years. And he serves his time now with just about any and every organization out there. He gives himself so tirelessly. So he mainly, he is the face and he runs and operates our nonprofit, the God Ordained Union. I mainly run this part of our business, the Smith Serves, which is our for-profit business. So he runs the nonprofit, I run the for-profit, but we are both behind the scenes in both. And so that's a little bit about us. To learn more about us, you can go visit our website at www.thesmithserve.com. All right, so we're also the founders of the Facebook group, Founders of Nonprofits. Yep, that is our group. We started it with just one person, me. That's how we started that group a couple of years ago, and it is growing like wildfire. We love that group. We love our YouTube channel here, and so if you know anything about us, we are all about building community, which I'll talk about later. But yep. So make sure if you are seeing this on YouTube, make sure you go over to Founders of Nonprofits and join that group. I'll put the link at the bottom. If you are seeing this on Founders of Nonprofit Facebook group, make sure you click the video and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. So sometimes you're not getting the both at this, on both platforms. You're not getting the same thing, I should say, on both platforms. So make sure that you are part of both. Make sure you're part of both. All right. The other announcement I need to make is that if you need to speak with me, you can, and if it's a quick question, you can post it down here in the comments, or you can post it in the Facebook group, Founders of Nonprofits. You can post a post in the Facebook group, and if there are other consultants in that, yes, there are other consultants in that group. There's attorneys in that group. There are nonprofit accountants in that group. So you will get your question answered, whether it's by me or someone who knows a little bit more than me, because I don't know everything, believe it or not. I know how to get that nonprofit strategy up and rolling and make sure you're sustainable. But there's some things that are out of my range, and I am proud to admit that. I don't know all of the legalities of nonprofit management and development, and I don't know all of the accounting, all of the, I could tell you how to raise funds, but how to manage those funds so that you ain't going to jail. We definitely need an accountant, and that's you need that, an attorney, an accountant on, as a part of your team. So in that group, there are professionals in their area of expertise in that group. So make sure that if you have a big question, you drop your questions, or you have a question, you could drop your question in there. But if you need me a little bit more and helping you get some strategy, I strongly suggest that you book a discovery session with me. That is below. My longer length sessions, my mobilize sessions, I am now opening those up until like August, September. That's when the contractual agreements I have in place, some of those are ending, and they're going to more of the as needed type of consulting. So those will open up then. But if you have any, like if you want to, get off to the right start, I strongly suggest that you book a discovery session. The link is at the bottom. If you need any nonprofit tools, Activate is updated, and the toolkit has everything in it, from a nonprofit business plan sample to board documents, bylaw samples, volunteer agreement samples, policy templates, letter of intents, and how to pitch your local news. All of that, those tools are in the Activate toolkit. You can get it. Click the link below. All right. I think that is the announcements that I have for the right now. All right. So let's get into this, getting more visibility, because what is happening is that when people join the Founders of Nonprofits Facebook group, there is a series of questions that are asked, and depending on how they respond to those questions will determine if we're going to let them in that group. And so one of the questions asked is, what is the challenge of your nonprofit? And when I say, there are more people who are saying that visibility and awareness is their issue, then there are people who are saying funding is their issue. And I'm so glad that you're saying this and that you're really recognizing what the core problem is, because there's really not a funding issue. Usually when if there's a funding issue, there's another layer, a root down from that, and it's more of a visibility issue, not so much a funding issue as a visibility issue. So let me just say that the short issue with visibility is that if I was a bettor, I can almost bet my last dollar that the issue with your visibility is you. I'm gonna just be very clear with that. It's you. So many people are dealing with an issue of, I'm not on Facebook like that. I'm not a social media person. I'm not out there like that. Let me tell you something. Build a business these days, it will do some internal work in you. I always tell people there's two best personal development tools out there ever. One is marriage, and one is building a business. And if you build the business the right way, because nonprofits are a business, it will challenge you and it will take you out of your comfort zone. And one of the things with business these days, the way business is done, you got to be visible. You've got to get out of your way. You've got to be visible. Let me remind you something. Even before the pandemic, when social media started to really get on the rise, which was like between 2012 and 2015, when social media started to really get on the rise and really rising, it is a thing of, that's where your audience is. And people are no longer buying into organizations or buying into brands or the brand name. People are buying into people. You are your brand. People are buying into people. So if you are hiding who you are, you're not going to give visibility for the great nonprofit that you have and the great vision that you have for your nonprofit. You're just not going to get the visibility. So you remember years ago when they used to have this saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. Remember that? That is now long gone. It's not who you know. It's now who knows you. It is now who knows you. And so just about every video that I do, I'm going to talk about this because it needs to be talked about, and I need to make sure we're clear about this. The thing, the know, like, and trust factor is real. It is if the know, like, and trust factor is real. People who think they know you, people who think they like you, they will trust you and they will support you. Even people who you never met before, just people here on social media. If you build that know, like, and trust factor, you can get any support you need, from in-kind donations to support, volunteer support, to monetary donations. You will get it if you build that know, like, and trust factor. This is the thing. Usually you got to come outside your comfort zone and outside the people who you know, because the people who you know you, and they might not support you in the beginning. And it could be something as simple as, oh goodness, here go Jill again. She building something again. She always doing something. No, I ain't supporting. I supported her years ago when when she was in that multi-level marketing company, and she duped me out of, she got me on this team, and I was on this team, and I was working so hard, and the whole company bellied up, and I lost so much money. It's just as simple as that people will determine if they trust this wonderful vision that you have for this nonprofit. It's okay if those people don't trust you anymore. Go somewhere else and build a new audience, a new community, and rebuild it, and really show the heart of what this vision is that you have. Trust me, your people is on social media. Your people is on social media, and the know, like, and trust factor is real. And so if the people in your immediate sphere, like your immediate family and friends, if they don't buy into what you're doing, and if they don't support what you're doing, okay, now it's time to give visibility somewhere else. All right, get it somewhere else. All right, so the first thing I always suggest is that you build a community. Even before you go into legalizing your business, even before you form your business, before you go and register your business, build a community around that topic area of interest. So for example, say you just came out of prison, or say that you were in prison years ago, and you are called to help those who are coming out of prison. Say you want to develop a reentry program. You want to develop a reentry program. You want to develop a nonprofit, start a nonprofit that is helping reentries get back into society and rebuild their lives. And so before you even, find a board or board members, before you even try to legalize a business, which, by the way, let me just put a plug in it for a minute. Those of you who don't know how to start your nonprofits, please make sure that you download How to Start a Nonprofit checklist. Is absolutely free. Click the link at the bottom. It's on the homepage of our website, www.thesmiths.com, and get that free checklist, because what I'm saying right here is on that checklist. So before you register a nonprofit as a business, before you get a board member, build a community around that topic. So if you're if your vision is to build a nonprofit for reentries, for those who are formerly incarcerated and they're trying to get back into society, go build a YouTube channel. Tell your story. Tell your story and start building topics around reentries. You can even start talking about other people who are celebrities who have rebuilt their lives being formerly incarcerated. Start to educate people about what's going on in the area, and in the federal judicial system, and how it's how the recidivism rate is is what that is, and how many people are going back to prison, and because of this reason. Start to educate people and start to inform people about the prison system, and start to motivate them, because you just don't want to give doom and gloom. You want to give hope. So start to, again, tell rags to riches story, your story being one of how you came out and how you rebuilt your life. Even talking, you can also talk about how a lot of times, and especially like for a lot of men of color, Black men, is that when they come out, there seems to be this thing of, they're having a hard time getting a job. And so they can get a job and try to rebuild their lives. And once they find out that if they don't tell the truth about their past, they're going to either not get the job, but if they tell a lie about not having a past, thinking that their record is expunged or whatever, and then they find out, that the employer finds out about their past, then they will have to lose their job. You can tell about how reentries can build a business. You don't need, you can go ahead and build a business even if you have a record, or you have past incarceration history. So, start to tell some hopeful things, and some things that those who were in prison can do now. Be the channel, be the YouTube channel that gives reentries hope. Be that channel and start to build that community. And so that's what my husband and I did before we even thought about building a nonprofit around singles. We went on YouTube and we built a channel. When we first got engaged, we start building the channel and start talking to singles who were feeling hopeless about not being married after 40 years old. We start telling our story in every way possible. We were telling our story, the good, and we still do, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. We start telling our story. Yes, we are lovers of the Lord. We follow the Lord. We try our best to keep his commands. We try best to follow his word. But guess what? We made a big mistake. We moved in together before we were married. Yes, we had a whole video on that. We talked about that. We were very transparent. We tell the good, the bad, the ugly. And so we built a community. We built a community. Now there's almost 2,000 people just following us that subscribe to our channel on YouTube, A God Ordained Union. And now we're just now building our nonprofit around that community. So to get more visibility, build a community. Make sure you build a community that is geared towards the topic that you want to serve, that you want to be the solution for. But not only that, it goes a step further. Listen to the comments, listen to the feedback, listen to what people want when they're talking to you. So speaking of reentry, a couple of years ago, I had a client that wanted to build a nonprofit in Detroit, and he wanted to do a reentry program. And so the program that he had in mind, anybody who's worked with me know this, we do the research first. We do the research first because we don't want to waste time and money of a program or a service that is not needed. So he did the research. What he thought he wanted to do with reentries was not what was needed. What was needed when he did the research is that when people come out of prison, the very first thing they need is an ID. They need identification because they can't do anything. So then he had to rework his mission. He had a vision to get, those who were previously incarcerated, up and running in society so they won't go back to prison. But his mission had to change after he did the research. And so he did the research, and what he found was that a lot of reentries could not do anything without an ID. So he went back and tried to strategize and tried to figure out a way to develop the very core program of let's get these reentries IDs. And so, doing a partnership with the local DMV to make sure that there's a special time that he can take his clients into the DMV where they can get their IDs. And so where it won't be a thing where, because you don't want to, trigger your reentries. You're trying to rebuild them emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So if there was a set time for them to get their IDs, and then it was just a partnership. And so he redid his whole program. And so so you got to listen to the comments and the feedback. You can't just develop a program. Build a community and listen to the comments and the feedbacks and develop programs and services accordingly. And then also go to where your audience is. And so it may mean that even while you're building a community, go to other communities on, say, Facebook. Facebook has lots of groups where you can become a part of their community. Listen before you offer, this is my services, come over to my page. That ain't how you do it. Go in, listen, introduce yourself to the founder of that group. Say, this is the services that we offer, and is there any way we can collaborate or partner together? I want to respect your group, and then you build partnerships there. But that's how you get the visibility. One, you got to come out of your shell. You got to squash this fear thing, because that's what it is. It's a fear thing. And then the second thing is to build a community. Start building a community. Once you start building the community, people will see your passion. They'll see your drive. And then they'll start saying, oh my God, I really, 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 I'm drawn to this. I'm drawn to this movement. I'm drawn to what he or she is doing. I want to, contribute. I want to figure out a way to help. There is a community. There's a movement that I follow, and I'm not real deep into it. I follow it on social media. I know it enough to know that, wow, I like the mission of this movement. It's called a NAP ministry, the NAP ministry, the NAP ministry. And so just the whole vision and mission of encouraging people to rest, that is enough to make me, I know this is something that we need. I like what they're doing. And wow, I trust that they have a heart and they're really doing the right thing. That's enough to make me want to support them. Even if the support is just following and liking and subscribing, that's enough to get the support. So the visibility is all about really being passionate about what you're doing and getting out there and building communities, building a community before you ask for anything. Give, serve, before you're asking for a donation, before you're asking for help, and please join my board. Get out there and serve on the topic. Educate, inform, inspire, encourage, entertain. People want to see the behind the scenes. They want to see you and your board out having fun. They want to see you. They want to see your lifestyle. They want to see the where you come from, the bad parts of it. Now people love rags to riches story. So that's how you get visibility. You get visibility. And let me tell you something. Once you put yourself out there, God gives the increase. You'll be surprised. Like, these aren't numbers. Like it's like me and my husband, we wake up and we be like, oh my God, we done got like 25 new subscribers. Like, where these people are coming from is because you make one step and God gives the increase. God gives the increase. And so, so that's what visibility is all about. That's what getting visibility. It ain't about, I'm gonna put my, my brand up there, the Smith Serves, and I want to get visibility for the Smith Serves. No. It ain't about the Smith Serves. People want to know, who the heck are the Smiths? We want to know who the Smiths are. And so you've got to put you out there. Put you out there as the founder. All right. So I hope this helps. Drop comments below. Let me know what your issue is, because I can tell you probably the issue is you. You got to get out your fear zone. Wherever there is an obstacle, in front of that obstacle, there is an opportunity. And so what has happened is that you probably gotten comfortable with the obstacle, which is a soul tie. You got real commingling with the obstacle. And while it's uncomfortable, it also is a place of security for you. And so, in front of that, if you open up your spiritual eyes, there is an opportunity, and you got to take the opportunity. And sometimes the opportunity does not feel good, but you got to take the opportunity. So, I challenge you this week, and I'm not even going to say I'm challenging you, I encourage you this week, start building your community. If you have not built your YouTube channel, build that YouTube channel and start educating and informing people about your topic area. And I would encourage you and I would advise you to first start by telling your story. Telling your story if your nonprofit is going to be based on your personal experience. All right. So I hope this blesses you. If you want to speak with me further, let's book a session and we can go from there. All right. You be blessed. Let's knock out this week. Give me some feedback. You can DM me, tell me your successes, or you can post them in the Facebook group to to encourage other people about your victories this week. All right. But we're going to do it this week. All right. Be blessed. And I'll tune in with you again at the top of next week. All right. Bye-bye.